Why women cheat, or reasons why women cheat. And this is an article I found a couple of days ago on the Telegraph Online. It was published in May this year, and it's by Caroline Kent. So let's have a look at it. Most of us cheat and are cheated on at some point, whether it gets revealed or not. Really, Caroline? Well, I don't know what the figures are, and I don't know your status, but she says most of us cheat. Men and women tend to two-time for different reasons. You see this coming. Research suggests that the majority of men stray in search of get-the-job-done sex, whereas women want their sizzle with a side of emotional connection. Well, no doubt Caroline believes this, but I call BS on this. I've read about this. I've read this all before. From Caroline's not putting herself forward as a relationship expert, but I've seen these relationship experts in newspapers and women's magazines and daytime debate shows, and it's always a bloody same. When the man cheats, he has to take responsibility. He's a cheat. Sometimes he's referred to as a rat, cheating rat. But with the woman, no, there's always a bloody excuse. And as far as this emotional connection bullshit is concerned, the woman will persuade herself in her own promiscuous mind that she has a reason to cheat. Now, the authoress does actually go on to say that the vast majority of people who cheat think they're justified in doing so. But anyway, that's what women do. They tell themselves, he's not good enough for me, he's whatever, and then they go and cheat. And what do cheating men and cheating women, what do cheating men and cheating women have in common? Sex, and that's why they cheat. So forget this emotional connection nonsense, I would. A study by anthropologist Helen Fisher concluded that women tend to cheat when they are dissatisfied with their relationship as a whole and seek what is missing elsewhere. No, that's just pathetic excuses. When they are dissatisfied. Jesus Christ. I mean, can you imagine if men went and cheated every time they felt dissatisfied in their relationship? Anyway, men, I've pointed this out before, men, as far as I'm concerned, are programmed to cheat in accordance to the availability of the gene pool around them. And the women, it depends on how promiscuous women are. And in the West, of course, Western women have been taught to be extremely promiscuous. It's in the interest of a man to cheat, because just as so many men are bringing up children they think that their own, it's not. Their wife was a cheating bitch. So it's in the man's interest to fuck as many women as he can, because the odds should even out of him bringing up a child that isn't his own in his relationship, but he's impregnated another woman, and he doesn't even know about the child, and so it balances itself out. But it's not good for society, and that's why feminists know this. They know that cheating men and cheating women destroy marriages, and that's what they want to do. I just don't want to see people get married anymore until feminists are kicked to the sideline. Anyway, I'm rambling here. But when it came to male cheaters, Helen Fisher found 56% of them claimed to be happily married. Yeah, they're happy because they're cheating, because they're fucking another woman. That's why, because their wives are a pain in the ass. Alright, I'm being a bit hypocritical there myself, but anyway, is it therefore easier to spot when a woman is cheating simply by analysing her behaviour in your own relationship? Here are the types to watch out for. These are your cheating women types. Number one, the centre of the universe. Yeah, she thinks she's the centre of all. Well, we all know how gynocentric women have been bred to be these days anyway. So she says, some women will go in a relationship with the expectation that you are equipped and willing to meet her every whim. Maybe she'll set you up to fail. Maybe she's just pushing her luck. Maybe she pins all her hopes and dreams on one person and feels justified in taking her wild expectations elsewhere when you inevitably fail to meet her demands. Centre of the universe. Anyway, we all know that one, so no need to even analyse that. 2. The virgin-whore. Perhaps she hasn't even asked you for what she really wants because she's worried about what you'll think, or because she struggles to see you as the father of her kids and the guy who gets super dirty with her. What the fuck did she marry him for? What the fuck is she doing with a guy who she struggles to see as a father of fucking kids? I found an article the other day, I'm going to cover it in the near future, where it's talking about, it's about women going astray and how they pick one kind of guy, cuckolds as far as I'm concerned, to provide for them financially, but they'll go and cheat with a guy who they believe she's going to get better genes from. Anyway, I'll cover that at a later date. Her primary partner cannot or will not satisfy her, so she goes somewhere else. Yeah, well, let's just call her a whore. Forget the virgin bit. she's a fucking cheating whore. 3. The endorphin junkie. This chronic honeymooner craves the emotional excitement that comes with discovering, desiring, and seducing a new partner. Just go above. Whore. She's a fucking whore. 4. The fragile ego. How many different bloody things do you need in an article to just say she's a cheating fucking whore? 4. The fragile ego. Whore. Women with a fickle sense of self-esteem. Women have no problems with self-esteem these days. Jesus. Can seek evidence of their worth in the romantic advances of other men rather than gleaning validation. Still tend to say whore again. Gleaning validation in a meaningful way in their existing relationship. The stuff these people come up with. Players often lack self-esteem. For players, read whores as far as I'm concerned. They have no self-esteem. The constant need to feel desired by another person reveals they are probably not very secure in themselves and instead place inflated value on the attention of the opposite sex. No, they want to fuck because they're whores. 5. The good guy. They want to break up but are too scared to be the bad guy, bite the bullet and dump you. Or maybe they are scared, get this one, or maybe they're scared of being alone and want to audition your replacement beforehand. Audition your replacement? Jesus fucking wept. Can you imagine this being written by a man and the genders turned on their head? Audition your replacement. Why don't you just film it and upload it to fucking Pornhub? Fucking hell. At least the women who do these auditions, they know they're fucking whores. They admit it. It's all your fault. 90% of people who cheat believe that they are justified in doing so. Are you stingy with emotional support? She may feel abandoned and isolated. Like a poor little puppy that's been left out in the rain by the owner and is scratching at the door, but the owner won't let his little wet paws come in the house. Intimacy is not just about sex. It's about non-physical connections, commitment, and mutual emotional investment. Guys out there who've cheated, when you're about to penetrate the woman after you've got written permission in triplicate through your lawyer, did you say I want to? Can we have a mutual emotional investment here? No, you fucked her, and this is exactly what women who cheat do. They fuck the guy. They're not looking for a mutual emotional investment. They're trying to make excuses. Have you committed a betrayal that remains unresolved? She may seek revenge. All right, well, I can understand that one. Are you equal partners, or does she feel exploited emotionally or practically? Yes, I pity the poor woman cheating. With our relationship, roles become ever more flexible and fragmented. Are you on the same page about what each of you expects from the whatever? How do you know she's cheating? Right, that's it. I'm fucking done. I'm just gonna, like I say, I'll stick a link to the thing if you want to read it. But I'm going to tell you what I think. And the authoress says, by the way, besides that rash, and I was actually originally going to call this video when Mr. Syphilis comes to town, but he doesn't have to come to town because he's too busy coming inside your adulterous whore of a fucking wife. How do you tell she's cheating? Well, the headache thing, I'll deal with that in a moment. But let's say she comes home and she's been out for a mysteriously long time. She comes out and she looks like she's, wiping tears from her eyes with a hanky. Those aren't tears. She's wiping away the remnants of the fucking load of semen she just took in the face from Mr. Syphilis. Whilst he's cheating with your wife, his wife's probably cheating with your fucking son. Women these days, fuck. Do we? Oh, my voice is going. Hold on. Just to clear my voice. This reminds me of when I used to read newspapers, and all the time that you had women writing into these. I used to swap newspapers on a regular basis, and you'd see these women writing into these women columnists who give them advice, and they admit to cheating on their husband or their boyfriend, and the word confused. If they didn't declare themselves to be confused by it all, then the relationship expert would say, "Oh, you sounded confused." Always this word confused. Women who cheat and fuck other men are not confused. Okay, well she was confused when she arranged to have a an evening with him at a seedy motel off the fucking off the road. She was confused as she stripped off her clothes. She put his fucking cock in her mouth, and she was confused as she sucked it to stiffness. She was confused as he was fucking living daylights out of her. She was fucking screaming, yes, more. But she was so confused, and after he fucked her brains out, this is Mr. Syphilis. This is they shared the most confusing post-coital cigarette she's ever smoked. I'm fucking hell. This just makes me so sick. All right, I'm starting to lose it now. I just think I'll just deal with the headache thing. Okay, she's got a head. You know, this is you watch out for this, guys. When she doesn't want sex and she tells you, oh, she's got a headache. You know why she's got a headache? I'm sure you can guess. Because she spent the fucking afternoon with her head banging and hammering on the headboard of her fucking bed with Mr. Syphilis in there with her in the fucking seedy aforementioned motel. Right, I'm going to lose it if I don't curtail this right now. Like I say, I'll leave a thingy. Right, thank you very much. Thank you.